Hi, Big Tractor Power fans. I'm at the 2020 National Farm Machinery Show, and I'm here with Jordan Deere from John Deere, and we're going to talk about the tractor everyone's talking about, and that is the new John Deere 8RX. Jordan, thank you for visiting with us, and this is a pretty exciting tractor.
Absolutely, yes sir. We've had a lot of comments, a lot of people walking by the booth today. Tell me about the agronomic benefits, tell me about how this is better than an 8R wheel or an 8R 2T. And so there is many benefits to a 4-track design over a wheel tractor today, and I hope to try and touch on some of those.
Sounds good. So what is the biggest advantage that this, I got to drive one last fall, and I found that it turns really tight. It almost seems like a lunar landing craft more than a tractor.
Yeah, it actually turns 3 to 4 feet smaller in diameter than an 8R wheel. And so you really are able to put the power to the ground, and with the additional flotation, you can do less compaction and help protect the soil more. Even now you're getting 0 to 4% slip.
And also notice that you have an extended like 3-point hitch on the back. It goes out a little bit farther from the frame. And
exactly, yeah. Well, so we wanted to move it back about 8 inches to try and accommodate those tighter turns to keep the implement out of the back of the track.
And what is the horsepower range on the 8RX? What models are available for this setup?
Four horsepower models: a 310, a 340, a 370, and a 410. And the bottom 3 models have an E23 and IVT, and then the top model, the 410, has a E23 only.
Yep. Very nice. A lot of good options for getting in the field and going down the road.
Absolutely, yep. And so for those of you that are not familiar with E23, it drives very similarly to an IVT, but it's a power shift transmission. You can use the scroll wheel to set your speed, and then the tractor calculates what kind of horsepower it needs to pull the implement behind there at the lowest RPM. 2 track sizes in the front. There's an 18 and 24 inch, and in the rear there's 3. There's an 18, 24, and 30 inch track size. You can mix and match front to rear. So if you wanted an 18 inch front, 24 rear, 18 front, 30 inch rear, you can do that as well. And all 4 of those are compatible with all 4 sizes: 76, 80, 88, and 120. And by doing that, you can get down different row spacings and different crop types. A lot of people will use this tractor for planting because it helps you get down the row without disrupting where you've been planting on a 24-inch belt. If you want to get back in the row for post-emergent application, you can do an 18 front, 18 rear, and really help trying to bring that nutrients to the crop without disturbing it. So there are 3 cab packages, there are 3 lighting packages, and then there is a suspension package. So the lighting packages, the ultimate lighting package, comes with an integrated front and rear camera to allow that customer to watch what you're looking in front of before you put the weights through the barn door, or behind you to check out what your implement's doing when you're backing up, hooking up.
And I guess the camera must be right here above the John Deere logo?
Absolutely, yes sir.
I imagine that's also helpful if you're in traffic or you're pulling out of a driveway onto a road. And
absolutely, yes. It does have a nice 180-degree left and right viewing angle for that traffic. If you can't really see your outsides.
Well, it's a very impressive tractor, and I imagine it's Green Star ready and GPS and all the.
Absolutely, yeah. One really noteworthy thing to the 8RX, the 8R, and the new 8RT is that today you can do GPS guidance like RTK. That's 2 centimeters at 5 miles an hour. With these new tractors, you can actually do that same accuracy at 10 miles an hour now for those high-speed planting, high-speed tillage things. This has an integrated receiver. SF1 is base for the life of the tractor, and it really takes away your TCM calibrations. It's factory calibrated, and you never have to touch it or the offsets again.
Well, that's really nice, especially after a spring like 2019 where every second counted to get one more field planted. It's nice to get those high speeds and have the accuracy.
Absolutely. Yep. And so another thing noteworthy about the cab is it's completely brand new from the ground up. It really has all new features for comfort, convenience, and usability for those customers that are looking for automotive style of interfaces. So left blinkers, wipers, things like that are very similar to the trucks now. The seat even has the ability to do a 25 left, 45-degree right swivel, so it does have more swivel. So be able to see farther left when you're unloading a grain cart, and further right when you're planting. mix all that in with a pressurized cab, and you have one of the best operating cabs in the market.
And you can also get an optional massaging seat for those long hours, which
Absolutely.
is pretty nice.
Yes, it is. Yes, sir. Yeah, the Ultimate seat has the heat, vent, cool, and bolsters and massaging features, like you mentioned.
And I guess just one other question I have about it is, it's got a weight package here on the front. How much weight do you put on these tractors, or what are the options on that?
Sure, yeah. So really, the 8RX, as it sits right now with 120-inch spacing on the front and the rear and 18-inch belts, this is a 50-50 weight split tractor. You really don't need the weight unless you're doing counterbalance activities, so such as integral planning and things like that. Even with the weights off, you still have a 47 front weight split, and you really don't need the weights. We put them on here obviously to show that you can if you do need them, but in applications where tillage and planting, you don't need the extra weight. Get it off and you don't have to worry about it.
That's handy. I imagine for someone cotton country, big 24-row stack flow planter, it might help you out, but always good to have that weight and less compaction.
Absolutely, yeah. And so one more thing I would like to note about the tractor is that it is completely redesigned from the front to the rear. I mean, it has a new axle, new oil pan, same transmission as an 8R, 8RT, and 8RX, but the new mid-frame, new rear differential, pump drive housing, rear axles, and cab suspension. So I don't know if you were able to see that or not, but when that customer got out, the cab really was able to move and see how the cab suspension is moving in relation to the ground. It really brings in that comfort level that we were talking about earlier.
Well, that's really helpful when you get those long days in the spring and fall.
Absolutely, yes sir.
Jordan, thank you very much for your time and talking about the tractor. And are these available right now? I see pre-production on some of them, but are they headed out to the field this spring? Or?
Yes sir, there will be pre-production units running in the spring, and then we will have tractors being built at the factory in April, and they'll be rolling out in June.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing a bunch of them out in the field and seeing what kind of work they can do.
Awesome, thank you very much for your time.